Hi guys, so in this video Thilo asked me to send to you. I'd like to share a thing I really became a fan of in the last years, using it mostly as a form of self-help for all kinds of dysfunctional emotions, and you can also use it for anxieties. I learned about it, or I heard about it first time in a workshop I had back in the days, still working for Berlin. It was a management workshop, and so I heard that this technique is used by many politicians, artists, actors, like against their negative emotions and a fear of speaking in front of people, going up on stage, that kind of thing. And then later I had the luck to meet some guy where I could take several hours of coaching me that technique, and I had some real good experience with it. It's easy to learn, it's safe, and yeah, so maybe it's something for you. And yeah, meanwhile I was getting more and more into it, so I studied some literature by myself. I used it also with pupils at school in one-to-one situations with some good results. I think I used it with my own kids from time to time, but mostly I use it as a self-help. Yeah. So I think, or my experience is, the older I get, the more mess I can build up in my mind, in my yeah uh, yeah emotional system. So like a flat has to be cleaned up from time to time to not to get messy. I think our mind also should be cleaned up. So, and that's the thing I'm using to do that, cleaning up as a ritual. And I like to show you my ritual, which I'm using. First I will show you the ritual, then explain a little bit how to use it, what to focus on, and then at the end I will give a comment about some factors, what can be reason that this won't have an effect, a positive effect, or won't help for you. Um, okay, so it's called PEP, or it's part of PEP. PEP stands for Processed and Embodiment Focused Psychology, and this technique got its root in traditional Chinese medicine, using meridian spots, acupuncture spots, which you're tapping on your body. So actually I didn't heard that there's a certain specific order you have to tap that points, but as in the Chinese medicine they say you always start the highest point of the body, and they see the human with hands up above the head. Yeah? So the hands are the highest points, and then following the head, and the body comes next. So there are 6 spots at the hand we're tapping. I will show you them, and then afterwards I do it slowly, that you can feel free to join and do it once together. So use 2 fingers, index and middle finger of the one hand. The sides, which you're tapping doesn't matter. So you can try out which feels better for you. I use right hand to tap left hand. And so first spot. There are 4 spots at the fingers, and they're next to the nail. So first spot is the thumb, index finger, middle finger. Ring finger is the only one we skip. We don't tap this one, small one. Here at the edge of the hand, and on the back of the hand between small and ring finger. So, hand. Then face, between the eyes, they're called third eye, that spot. Eyebrow, bit, yeah, between center of the eyebrow and nose. Side of the eyebrow. On that bone here under the eye, Jochbein, it's called in German. Under nose, above the lip. Under the lip at the chin. Yeah. Then here at the shoulder, below that bone, like 1-2 fingers below. Above the arm, one hand, or 1-2 hands below the armpit. Here I use all 5 fingers. And last spot is here under the throat on that bone. That's it, that's all. So I do it once more, a bit slower, and yeah, frequency should be like between 1 and 2 times per second for tap, and yeah, 5 to 20 times. Please don't count the tapping, do it, get your routine, and you have to listen to your body. So if there's a spot what feels good, then stay there longer, or just tap this one for as long as you like, 1 minute, 2 minutes, until you get bored or tired. Same if there's a spot which doesn't feel comfortable or well, then skip that, don't stay there. Yeah? Because they stand for different things. Actually, I didn't get into the meaning of all that spots. So I read a little bit about it, but it's very complex, and so I got more confused than it cleared up, and as I normally don't know where that dysfunctional habit or emotion is situated, I treat them all, and then if I got response from my body, okay, that spot feels right, I could identify, I stay there longer. Okay, but so let's do it. So starting at the thumb, go to the index finger, and comes the middle finger. Skip the ring finger, go directly to the small one. The edge of the hand. Then that spot on the back. Third eye. Eyebrow. Next to the eye. Under the eye. Under the nose. Under the lips. Shoulder. Under the arm. Breast. So this is the tapping ritual. So the whole thing focuses two sides. One is the emotional side. Therefore, we use that tapping. The other are cognitive aspects, such as negative ways of thinking, dysfunctional beliefs, other kinds or other maneuvers of self-sabotage. This we would treat or yeah, with different techniques, mostly with affirmation sentences. But yeah, there I only will explain and show you one thing. The whole, but first to the tapping. So if you focus on the emotional side, yeah, it's important that you focus on that emotion. So therefore you should, if you reflect yourself, which emotions are there, which are dysfunctional probably, make some notes, write all that emotions down, and then you can focus on them to treat them by tapping. Yeah. So this tapping is embedded in some steps of exercises, which yeah, do the whole ritual. So first step would be, after you're doing your notes, of course, that you focus on that emotion. It can be that you're in that emotion, you're having a panic attack or whatever, then you don't have to focus extra on it, because yeah, it's there, the emotion. But if you want to work like proactive in advance, or well, sustainable treatment, then it's important to focus that emotion, trying to measure how strong is the stress level by focusing it, and yeah, then stay focused during that. So for instance, someone got fear of flying and wants to prepare himself or herself for the next flight, which maybe comes next week or in a month, whatever, then they should write down all emotions connected with that fear. Like, I'm afraid of planes, I'm afraid of other people recognizing that I'm afraid in the cabin. I got panic when I feel locked up when the doors, emergency or the exit doors were closed by the cabin crew. Whatever. Yeah. So make down a list and then focus on that emotion. Stay focused while tapping. Before tapping, try to measure it on a scale like from 0 to 10, being 10 the highest stress level, and 0 stands for total relaxation. Yeah, of course, these are your own benchmarks you're setting there, so but it's important that you got a feedback, yeah, and can measure it a little bit for yourself. How does tapping help? How does the emotion changes? Yeah. So what actually I never experienced that after tapping or during tapping, an emotion was getting worse. So if that happens, stop it. Yeah, then probably you shouldn't keep on trying it. If it stays the same, gets a little bit less, but it's still there on a stress level which seems too high for you, repeat the tapping as often as you like. You can do it 2, 3, 5 times if you like. And yeah, so in the literature I read like, okay, tap until it's a 3 or less, but as this is not an official scale, and yeah, I don't know, sometimes you don't have all that hours for that. It's maybe better to stop it, make a relaxation exercise afterwards, and then do it as a ritual next morning again, for instance. So focusing, measuring, then there could come an exercise which I will explain a bit later. Tapping, measuring again, maybe repeat the whole tapping procedure until you feel well with the stress level. And then, or as a break, at the end should come a relaxation thing. So I will get the camera a bit closer. So this works like closing the eyes, opening the eyes, move your eyeballs, try not to move your head. First look down left, then look down right. Do a 360-degree angle starting down left. Go all the way around until you reach that spot there and turn back from down left the other way around. Choose a melody and then count backwards, say down 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or do some other math calculation. And again the melody. While doing that, you can also support by tapping that spot here all the time, doing that eye and melody exercise. In literature, it's recommended as you should do that. I recognize for myself, I feel more comfortable without tapping them. So try both ways, see what fits better for you. And yeah, what else? Yeah, the one step I said after focusing, measuring before tapping. Tapping should be step 4. Can come self-acceptance exercise. So, but that I want to speak because that looks on the other, puts the focus on the other cognitive aspect I mentioned before. So, and that was also the point where I came up asking Thilo about if he heard about that thing, because he mentioned something what sounded familiar to me, and it reminded me on a self or blaming myself thing I had once, and so I treated that with that self-acceptance exercise, and it was from one day to the other I could feel the difference. So that's not an acupuncture spot, that's why we don't tap it. It's close to that spot we tap here under the shoulder. It's on the left side of the body, this one, above the heart, somewhere here. Use all my fingers and do spin around in circles like there's a coin or something. That can feel a bit uncomfortable on the skin maybe, so don't worry about this. And you support that circling by using sentences of self-affirmation. So, for instance, that fear of flying. The same as you did with the emotions, making notes, writing down all the emotions you connected with that thing, what are coming into your mind. Can try, or you try to do the same with beliefs, with way of thinkings you have. Like, I believe I'm an idiot that I have that fear of flying, or I feel it's safer that I have fear of flying. The pilot is flying better. I needs my fear of flying in the cabin. Or these things are not made, actually they're too heavy, 1,000,000 tons to fly through the air. It's not possible. Whatever, yeah, with that example. And then let's use the first one, like my belief or my way of thinking, I'm an idiot that I have that fear. So in that case, maybe I feel stupid, I blame myself for that thought that I'm an idiot or for that fear I got. And yeah, that of course won't make my whole situation better. Blocking positive energy, seeing things in another way. And this self-affirmation sentences which you should use while touching that spot, they have a certain pattern. Like at the beginning is they start with even though, auf Deutsch auch wenn. Even though, then comes the problem you're focusing, plus I, important to refer to yourself, I, plus an ending, very common would be love and accept myself. Even though, problem, I love and accept myself. Yeah? So, one sentence, even though I believe that I'm an idiot, that I got that fear of flying, I love and accept myself. And then you repeat it 2-3 times. That's it. You can use it as a standalone also. If you're more focusing on that cognitive aspect. And same as you can use the tapping as a standalone technique, of course. Many times I do only this. Yeah. If you don't feel comfortable with that sentence, I mean there are probably people with some issues where they hate themselves that much that they are not able to and it doesn't feel real for them to speak out a sentence that they're loving and accepting themselves. Then you can use other forms. For instance, even though I believe I'm an idiot, that I got that fear of flying, I stay in control, or I take care of myself, or from now on I take care of myself. There are more possibilities which I found in literature. Actually, I found something like a calendar where you have like calendar of day and month, so there was beginning and ending of sentence, and you could skip the cards until you find something what the combination that feels good for you. So if you speak out loud, you will also get a response from yourself. Okay, does it fit for me or not? And of course, the sentence in the center part of the problem doesn't have to be that short. It can be longer, even 2 sentences. So focus, measure emotion, self-acceptance, if you use it, comes before tapping procedure, measuring again, go back to tapping, or do the relaxation exercise. Always do the relaxation exercise at the end. So that's it more or less for the moment. Have fun trying that out. As I told you, I never experienced that something worse happened. Sometimes I didn't feel any changes, and that can have also some reasons. So I will not go into deep with that. Also, I'm not a professional therapist, even though I had many hours of coaching and self-experience. But to explain it, especially then in English, probably I should concentrate on that a bit more, then prepare myself a bit better. But I like to mention that five aspects what can block the energy somehow, and so you can reflect and maybe you get aware of, okay, I have there or there I have a blockade. So first is self-blame, which we can treat with a self-acceptance exercise. So that you know already. Then second is blaming others, which we probably many times are doing, and blaming myself for things, blaming others. For me, that's very common aspects I recognized and I'm getting aware of quite easily now. And if you have questions for that, how to deal with dysfunctional beliefs or way of thinkings when you're blaming other people. Yeah, I can explain a little bit how to deal with that, or how I deal with that, or I learned to deal with it. And third point are expectations we got on ourselves or we have on other people's. And fourth is age regression. So that was interesting because it was something I learned in the coaching. I've been clear about, yeah? But when I heard it, it was so obvious to me that from time to time, yeah, that happens to me. So that you feel or behave suddenly, behave suddenly younger than you are now, but that you're in certain situations you like shrinking, yeah, in age, so that you feel younger, smaller, weaker than you actually are with your age or life experience, yeah. So which situations to have as an example of, job situations, if you have to step in the office of your boss and you're an experienced employee, whatever, but somehow in that situations you cannot perform well because you feel like a little boy at school or a girl at school suddenly, in front of a teacher. So this you can deal with. For me it was very interesting. And the fifth thing are unhealthy loyalties. So as a social creature we are to friends, family, partners, it's healthy to be loyal to them, it's normal, but there's an unhealthy way maybe if, for instance, I have a friend which I see is cannot be happy, doesn't find love, so not by conscious thought, but subconscious way, I block myself, not allowing me to be happy out of loyalty to that person. Or can choose other examples, but I think you know what I mean. So, and this was also very interesting for me because I was never thinking about that, but then hearing about this, there came some examples in my own life, in my mind, where this is term unhealthy loyalty probably fit. So, what else? Nothing. It's I told you it's this is some small techniques. So if you're interested in, check out literature. This PEP thing I told, it's called, I think it was out of that meridian tapping thing developed in the States and then came to Europe. So there should be English literature. And if you think, okay, can be useful for you, or you have to learn more, maybe you can check out in your area if there's some coach or therapist using that stuff. I can just say I had such great experiences with that, so that I'm a huge fan and don't want to miss that form of self-help anymore. Okay, then try out. Feel free to give me feedback or ask me if you have some further questions. And have a good time. Take care. Bye.